Hello, everyone, and welcome to Metal Matrix After Dark. Today, I'm going to talk about the G4 meltdown controversy that's going on. And one of the hosts, Frosk, went on a rant. And then the other controversy of Adam, the other host, with his posts. And I'm going to give you my opinion as somebody who is a little bit older, who did grow up with G4, but didn't find it that great. Found it a little bit juvenile at times, but but also very at times found some of this hosts decent enough to watch some of the presentation. I didn't know G4 resurrected until this controversy happened. So I'm curious, maybe that's what they were trying to do, and it has backfired. In the auspice of sexism, the host goes off on a rant. Now, I'm not here to say there isn't sexism in the gaming industry. There is. No doubt about it. There's sexism everywhere. Uh, but to go on a rant like you did and then disparagingly put down previous hosts in the auspice of protecting yourself because you can't handle the criticism that was leveled on you and try to deflect based on your looks is not the way to go. I'm sorry. Criticism is going to come no matter what, especially when you form a YouTube channel. I expect criticism on my channel based on my take back, but to basically tell your majority of your audience that because you find certain hosts attractive or they basically are attacking you and call them misogynistic. I hate to tell you this, there are a lot of women, female gamers out there that have been put off in regards to your rant that you. I'm going to go through some of it and point out a couple of things that I find a little bit funny and give you my take because it's I couldn't believe what some of the things that she said, and I don't think she realizes. Okay, unfortunately, my Bluetooth headsets are missing, so I'm gonna put my other headset, well, not on, but next to my ear.
Versus immersive experience and comparing the Red Dead Online multiplayer experience versus the solo player one. But I actually want to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online.
Okay, there is your first problem right there. You have basically have told people that really want trying to save Red Dead Redemption Online that they're not important enough. That this is more important. You shouldn't have done that. Should have just said, I would like to talk about something else right now and get into it if you really want to. But you just said, so much more important. And you just basically told all those other people, it doesn't matter what they think is important. This is important. No, it's important maybe to you and to other individuals, but not to your people that are watching and expected that. That you should know your audience. All you would have had to say was, I would like to talk about something else right
Sexism in gaming. In joining G4,
and again, I find it funny because, oh yeah. Well, I bet you there was somebody in the background that, hey, we got to bring this up. We got to bring this up because this is important. This is important. And I'm not saying it isn't important to you, Rusk, because maybe it is. But, anyways, we'll continue on.
This is not where I thought we were going, but I'm here.
I had no idea.
I'm listening.
Yeah. Joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child. But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us. I can see you. Without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous hosts.
Okay. This is where I find it funny. Okay. She says every time G4 is brought up, It's in the chat and everything else. Because A, I am not, as you quote, bangable. So, in other words, first of all, the other hosts are there because they were bangable. You've just basically told the previous hosts of G4 in the past that their work didn't mean anything because they were just bangable. Second of all, you turned and put yourself down. Now, some people may not find you attractive, just like some people may not find the other hosts attractive because that's not their take and that's not their like. But a lot of people probably did because what the hosts look like. But there's a lot of people that might find you, as you quote, bangable, but you put yourself down. I'm not saying that I find you attractive or anything like that. All I'm saying is that you've just put yourself down and lowered your standard and then tried to justify the criticism based on looks and not based on performance. I'm sorry, it's based on performance. And right now, your performance is deteriorated immensely. You start off saying, I want to talk about something that's way more important. No, way more important to you as the host. And this is what I find ironic because you get into the next little bit here. This is what I find funny. And I'm like, it's just flabbergasts me how you justify what you're saying and you contradict yourself as you go along.
It's somehow
Talk to him, Frost!
It has somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment.
That
It's
shit weird.
not a
It's
compliment.
weird.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Okay, so first of all, yeah, they were good looking, and yeah, they were made to look good looking. The same thing as Jason Momoa, Henry Cavill. They are out there and popular because they look nice to women. No different than vice versa. And I find it funny how it is that when somebody compliments how good you look, it is now, how dare you? How dare you compliment her on her looks? How dare you compliment on what you do? On making a positive reinforcement on their look. It's just I don't know where we're going nowadays. That you can't make a good comment about somebody and it's taken the wrong way. It's sad. It's sad now because like I'm not a handsome man, but if when a woman sits there and makes a compliment about the way I look, I make it. I accept that comment. I'll give you an example. I was in Costco one time. I bent over to tie up my shoes, and a woman behind me, I was blocking her, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And she says, "Oh, I don't mind." And she's giving me that look of she liked the look of my butt. And I just laughed because I was a bit embarrassed at the same time, but at the same time, or sorry, I was embarrassed, but at the same time, I enjoyed the compliment because I don't get very many of them. Anyways, if I'm an eye candy to a woman, I appreciate it. Sorry to say this, Frost, but people are here to be eye candy also for individuals. Now let's continue on here.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.
And that's just obvious sexism. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist. Just go.
Okay, so you're basically saying if I hate women, and there are women that hate women, that you're sexism. No, I may hate specific women based on their attitudes. I may hate specific men based on their attitudes. It's not because it's overt sexism, it's because of their attitudes and not their looks, not this. Because I can tell you, there's a lot of women out there that have good looks I don't like.
Go ahead and check out Thorne's latest meltdown on Twitter for some spark notes.
Now, It's funny she goes and talks about this because this is a problem that I do kind of agree with, but I get what they're trying to get at because of the way the male dominated industry is in the gaming. They wanted to promote a women's only league in esport. Fine, no problem. But if there was an esport for men only, there would have been backlash. And that is overt sexism in the reverse. I'm sorry, it is. If you I'm tired of continually seeing the one race only or one women only or this or that based on the fact that we're trying to promote a minority group. Now, you can sit there and call me a racist if you want. That's your opinion, but I'm not. I'm just saying we are dividing our country down the race line based on saying this only, that only, and you're going to say, well, you're you're a white male. You haven't experienced any of this. You're right. I haven't experienced any of that, but I've experienced bullying, harassment based on my looks, based on how my opinions are, based on me not wanting to fight somebody when I was younger. And so I know what it's like. So just because my color of my skin doesn't mean that I know what it's like. I'm telling you right now, this is the wrong approach to do this. To sit there and try to promote women in gaming and then have women's only league is only making it divisive. Because if you're going to do that, then you need to have one for the males only and then have a multi-league, multi-general league, multi sex league, I guess you would want. I don't know what you want to call it, but a league where both men and women can compete, boys and girls can compete, and then have one for women only and one for men only. And then people can choose where they want to be. But to sit there and say, oh, well, women can still compete in the men's league, or sorry, in the esport league. There isn't a men's league, but an esport league where it's dominated by men, but we're going to have women only here. That is reverse sexism in its finest. Sorry, it is.
Now, here at XPlay, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are
I'm glad that she's going through and telling her uneducated viewers idiot she treats them as if they're idiots, that they don't know what that they were the only ones doing it.
too many games for one person to shoulder the burden. So we divide
Really
and
I didn't
conquer.
know that.
And when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. And that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do. But it'll always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us.
Gee, didn't know that. Didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know, because I guess I don't know these things.
That's why we're XPlay and not Adam Play.
Oh, gee, thank you for clearing that up. Like, again, you're talking down your viewers. You've now basically have told your viewers they are idiots right then and there.
We have done the experiment and
And there's Adam in the background sitting there going like, oh, yes, 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 yes. I hate to tell you this, we're going to be on him next.
For the variables. Adam will read a script written by the same writer that I will read the other half of the script for, but I'll be the one flamed. And yeah, it also happens to Gerard and TBH. But
so there you go. There you go. You've basically said, I get flamed because if this exact same script, Adam doesn't get flamed, or but it happens to these guys. It happens to. So in other words, it's not because of your looks. It's not because you're a woman. It's because you're the host. Because all the other ones get the same amount of feedback and criticism. That's what you're saying right there. So you just contradicted yourself in regards to your statement. I'm not even going to get into the fact at your Twitter account, you basically told 75 million Americans they don't need to be fans. that that flabbergasted me. Now let's talk about how Adam is not getting criticism. Well, oops, wrong one. Where is it? Whoops, yeah, I got it actually in the wrong location. Let's quickly go up here. Here we go. G-Force host Adam Sussler claims Republicans are stupid, racist, and drink yellow water. Previously wished his Republican family members would be in a coffin. I'm sorry, but the moment you go down this path, you deserve to be let go. When you wish specific people to have something happen to them violently, I'm sorry. He didn't specifically say violently, just wish they would pass the big one. And I'm just tired of this kind of attitude. Now you're entitled to it, Adam. You are entitled to it. You are entitled. But the problem is the moment you cross a specific line, there's consequence. Because I can guarantee you, if this was the other way around, they would have had these posts removed immediately. And that's the problem. We have the extreme left and we have the extreme right. And quite frankly, I don't care which side, extreme right or extreme left, you should be basically called upon the carpet. And that's the problem right now. Because the extreme left, the moment you sit there and say something about it, you are considered the extreme right and that you are racist. No, I'm not a racist. It's quite frankly, you're white. And for you to say this, you are just as racist as in the opposite direction. And I will not stand for it. I will stand up against it. I've done it here in Canada when people basically advocated violence against specific people. I have challenged them, and I've been called and I'll quite frankly say, been called people were calling violence against our Premier Justin Trudeau, and they turned around and I challenged them. I said, "This is ridiculous. This is," and they called me a bleeding heart liberal. No, I'm sorry. If they had done that to right, I would have called them out the same thing. I cannot stand advocating violence against anybody, no matter what. I will stand with Frost. People advocate violence against her. I will stand with her and say that is wrong. No matter my opinions, I think she's an idiot for what she just did. She's lost me as a person that was interested in watching her. I've got other things in regards that I have issues with her, but that's my personal take. Other people might think it's fine. I have a specific way when you're presenting yourself to the public that you should be presentable in a certain way. Now, some people may think that it's okay in regards to how somebody presents themselves. I'm not saying their looks, I'm talking about certain items that they wear. Let's get into something else. He goes, I swing wildly from remembering I have a responsibility to use my power and leverage to make industry better by making jokes. So she thinks it's funny. It's not okay for people to joke about doing the nasty deed based on somebody's look, but it's okay for her for making the longhorn jokes, the penis jokes. Double standard, you would think? I think so. Well, I just have to cut this down now and just say, I probably lost most of the people. But anyways, if you held out till the end here, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Uh, Take care and be kind to each other.